Hello again. So we're going to be doing a express glute focus workout in this video. This workout will be roughly 30 to 35 minutes. We're going to start standing upright to warm up the lower body. I'm going to turn to the side to show you. Think about your standing posture. Lift that sternum and relax the shoulders from your ears. Good. Taking a soft breath in and out. Focus on your transverse abdominal connection, switching on that belt. Now we're just going to pedal through the feet, so lift one heel off, lifting through the arch of the foot, roll the weight over to the other foot here, lifting off that heel, lifting onto the ball of one foot, and then rolling the weight across, directing the knee forwards as we softly bend to lift off of the heel. Just pedaling through the feet, awakening that connection to your calves, your knees, and your hips and lower back. Keep that focus on keeping the sternum upright, shoulders down. Good. In a moment, we're going to take this into calf raises. So come to the center with both heels on the mat. Soften the knees, take that big breath in. Good. We're going to start to lift the heels off. Now as we roll away from the arches of the feet, lift the arches and try and think about lifting the crown directly upright, and then slowly return the heels to the mat. Good, take a nice soft breath in, lift the heels on, off. Good, and then slowly return to the mat with both feet. Think about lifting the spine upright as if you were trying to lengthen from tailbone to crown, and then slowly come back down, releasing through the arches and the heels. Keep the sternum floated. Shoulders from the ears. Good, be aware of any rolling, turning out through the ball of the foot, rolling out on the ankle. You want to try and not do that here, so keep the inside of the foot located on the mat. Good. Lovely. We're going to return the heels here. Take a nice soft breath in. Keep your connection to your transverse on. Start to push your bum back and down as you reach your arms forwards, bending through the knees to come into squat. Place the hands on the thighs, drop the chin to chest. As you exhale, scoop through the belly, round the upper back towards the ceiling, roll the vertebrae upright. Lift the spine once more. Good. Take a deep breath in, lift off the heels, come back to your calf raise, lifting through the spine. Bring the heels back to the mat. Reach the arms forwards as you begin to push the bum back and down. Think about directing the tailbone behind you and towards the mat. Hands on the thighs, chin to chest. Exhale, scoop through the belly, round through the upper back, pushing the shoulders to the ceiling, and then stack the spine upright. Lovely. Inhale, lift off of those heels. Gently return the heels to the mat on the exhale. Then begin to push the bum back and down as you reach the arms forwards. Inhale. Hands on the thighs, chin to chest. Exhale, scoop, roll and round. Good. Let's do 3. Calf raises first. Inhale, reach off of the ball of the foot, roll through the arch. Exhale, heels come down slowly. Coming back to standing neutral posture before you push the bum back and down and reach the arms forwards. Hands onto the thighs, drop chin to chest. Exhale, scoop through the belly, round through the upper back, push the shoulders to the ceiling, roll yourself upright. Lovely. Inhale, calf raise. Good. Heels come back down, exhale. Think about keeping the spine tall. Push the bum back and down, reach the arms forwards. Hands on the thighs, chin to chest. Exhale, scoop, roll and round. Slowly lifting through the spine upright. Come back to standing tall for your last one. Heels off, inhale. Really think about lifting the crown to the ceiling. Slowly returning through the arches of the feet, heels to the mat. Push the bum back, reach the arms forwards. Tailbone is drawing down, don't arch that lower back. Hands on the thighs, drop chin to chest. Exhale, scoop, roll and round. Slowly come back to standing upright here. Lift the chin, relax the shoulders. Good. A nice, real strong mobility focused warm up there. We're going to roll down to 4-point kneeling. So take your roll down as suits you. Chin to chest. Exhale, sink the ribs to the hips. Start to think about lowering the head in front of the belt line. Arms and head loose from the neck and the armpit joint. Soften through the knees as you lower down beyond that belt line to bring your hands to the mat. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, scoop through the belly. Walk the hands forwards, bending through the knees. Gently lowering knees to the mat. Untuck the toes, rest back in child's pose if you'd like a little break before we move on. So we're going to start with swimming. Swimming just to warm up our neutral spine connection. Come back to 4-point kneeling box. Hand under shoulder, knee under hip bone. Return to thinking about releasing the tension off the neck by gently drawing the shoulder blades down. Push off of the chest and now switch onto the T-zone. Inhale, pelvic floor. Exhale, abdominals, switching on that belt. Good. Opposite hand and foot moving out of the box. On the exhale, we're going to reach the arm forwards, drawing the straight line in front as we extend the leg directly behind the box, squeezing the glute. Inhale, come back to the box to change sides. Reaching out, exhale. Drawing the shoulder blade down, squeezing that glute max. Inhale to return. Those of you that would like, you can start to float hand and foot from the mat. Think about keeping the belt line parallel. Don't shift onto the outside of that knee joint. Don't think about lifting the shoulder blade up to your ear on that one supporting arm. Shoulder blades are drawing down. Pelvis is staying level and abdominals are switched on. Good, keeping our eye line on the space in front of our fingertips. Beautiful, let's do 3 on each side. Really focus. If you're staying connected to the mat, beautiful. Work on that connection of glute max and the shoulder blade gliding down as you extend the arm and leg. If you're working on that float, you're challenging those abdominals. Last one each side, so don't let the lower back sag. Try to keep the T-zone engaged, your last one. Good, come back to your box, take a nice soft breath in, stay switched on. We're going to go into a little bit of dynamic pigeon, which you know as a passive stretch. We're going to mobilize it here. We're going to start by extending the one leg behind us. Now we keep the pelvis as level as we possibly can. We're going to float this extended leg over our supporting ankle or calf, and we slowly exhale, pushing against the palms to slide back and down into pigeon. I'm lowering down onto that bottom shin, but you could bend your knee, place it on the mat, and stop the stretch any way you choose. Take a nice soft breath in, relax the head towards the mat, and then on your exhale, start to float the head to neutral, start to push against the mat as you slide yourself back on in, come back to your box, take a nice soft breath in here. Extend the leg behind you, with floating it over the supporting ankle or shin, and on the exhale, using that abdominal connection, staying within neutral, we're sliding the leg back, pushing against the palms. Bending the knee if you want to stop the stretch, or sliding the weight down onto that bottom shin. Drop the forehead, take a big breath in. On the exhale, float the forehead to neutral, and then slide yourself back on in, pushing against that bottom shin, and using those hands on the mat. Let's do one more each side. Extend the leg, cross it over. Push away on the exhale. Come back into pigeon and take a nice soft breath in to relax the forehead forwards. Think about opening the side of the hip. On the exhale, float the head to neutral. Push against that bottom shin and slide back to the box. One more. Extend the leg. Staying within neutral spine, crossing over. Exhaling to push and slide back. You can take your route as you choose, remembering to bend the knee if you need. On the breath in, just relax the forehead. If it meets the mat, let it. And then on the exhale, using the abdominals and the weight into that bottom shin, push yourself back on up and slide back to the box. Take a big breath in. You can widen the knees if you need. And pull the buttocks back towards your heels, resting in that child's pose. Beautiful. We're going to move into horse kick next. So when you're ready, come back to 4-point kneeling box. Hands aligned underneath those shoulders, knees under the hip bones. Take a soft breath in. As you lift your pelvic floor, relax the shoulders away. Keep that connection pushing off your chest. Exhale, switch on that T-zone. Horse kick. We're going to start on one side for our 10 reps. So we're going to start extending the leg behind us, squeezing the glute max into the leg extension and gently lifting the foot a paper's width from the mat. Stay balanced across your palms. Inhale, slide the knee on in towards the chest. Keep the back within neutral. Extend the leg. Exhale, squeeze the glute. Push through that heel. Inhale in. Shoulders down. Exhale, extend. And use that glute max. Keep the pelvis level. Keep that T-zone working. If you need, softly bend the elbow of the arm on the same side as the leg you're working, particularly if you feel like you're toppling over to one side. Keep looking into the space in front of your fingertips. Already halfway. 4 more. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. 2 more. Really working strong through the glute max connection to get the leg extension, your final one, as well as working with that chest and pelvic stability. Come back to the box. Take the rest in your child's pose if you need, or stay switched on as we transfer to the other side. Keeping the shoulders down, extend the leg, exhale. Squeezing the glute max for that leg extension and peeling the foot a paper's width off the mat. Inhale, the knee travels in and down. Don't move out of your box. Extend the leg, squeeze the glute max. You're pushing through your heel. Good. Keep the weight balanced across your palms. Remembering you can softly bend the elbow on the side of the leg that's working here if you feel like you're going too far over. Keep the pelvis as level as you can. Good. Inhale and exhale. Good. 3. 2 more. Last one. Come back to the box. Take your deep breath in. Exhale, pull your buttocks back towards your heels. Reach your fingertips forwards. Drop your forehead to the mat. Take a nice deep breath in. And have a lovely child's prayer stretch here. You can soften the pelvic floor, relax the abdominals, and take the weight off your wrists before we move to prone. From this position, we're going to transfer onto the belly. I'm going to turn around because the fire is blasting my face. So we're going to work into that glute max connection a little bit more, lying on your stomach. We're actually going to switch on the upper back first. So let's come to stop signs just to relocate that trapezius connection. Hands are at face height, elbows bent, resting on the mat. Look into the mat with eyes and nose, or drop the forehead to rest it on the mat. We're going to turn the heels out just to give the glutes a little rest. Come back to switching on your abdominals. Starting with pelvic floor, inhale. Exhale, transverse connection, lifting the belly off the mat. From this point, take a deep breath in. Relax the shoulders from your earlobes. Exhale as we glide the shoulder blades down your back, drawing into the waistline beneath that rib cage. Gliding the elbows down towards the waist. Inhale, only the hands return to face height, not those shoulders. Exhale, gliding the shoulder blades down your back, elbows gliding down the mat to the waistline. Inhale, hands to face height. If you're looking into the mat with eyes and nose, and you're comfortable floating the head, beautiful. If you feel like you're struggling to keep your transverse connection switched on, pop your forehead on the mat. Take the pressure off of the upper spine here. Remember, this is upper back working. We shouldn't be straining through the neck. Good. Exhale to glide the shoulder blades down your back. Think about narrowing into that waistline. Beautiful. Let's do 2. Exhaling down. Inhaling, only hands returning. Last one. Good. Keep that connection and that drawdown switched on. And if you can, unfold. Bring the palms to the mat to rest your forehead on top. From this point, we're going into our straight leg freestyle kicking. So we want the upper back switched on. Turn the heels in straight. Switch back onto your T-zone. Add a little bit extra if you need to here. And then take a deep breath in, drawing your rib cage into your mat. Shoulders have not reached up to those earlobes, and on the exhale, I want you to think about lengthening your legs as much as you can from your hip bones, thinking about a little glute max activation already switching on. From this point, you're going to alternate your kicking. You're going to kick the legs, 3 kicks for a breath in, 3 kicks for a breath out. Elongate those legs from the hip bones. Keep the forehead resting down or the eye line looking down into those fingers. Keep squeezing the glutes. Think about your glute max, your hamstring connection, but also your lumbar extensors working here. If your forehead floats from the mat, allow it, but don't struggle through T-zone, trying to get that neck and upper back to hold the weight of your head. Keep using those glutes, squeezing. 3 kicks for a breath out, 3 kicks for a breath in. Use that T-zone connection, keep the abdominals flat. Good, let's do one last round. 3 kicks for a breath out. 3 kicks for a breath in. Good, return the legs to the mat, let them switch off, let the heels turn out, have your rest break here. Beautiful. We're gonna slide the hands down to face height. We're gonna push ourselves up into plank 1, reading a book on the beach. Now, some of you may be comfortable staying in plank 1. I'm gonna take you up into plank 2 and plank 3, so please choose the level that suits. Shoulders glide down, think about switching on to stop sign activation, pushing off the forearms. There is a gap between your chest and the mat. Now, when you switch on the T-zone, take your soft breath, lift your pelvic floor, draw the shoulders down. Exhale, we're drawing the abdominals off the mat, looking to get that little pocket of air beneath those hip bones, and you shouldn't be jamming the weight of your pelvis into the mat here. Plank 1, you can count your 10 breaths. Plank 2, on your exhale, take a deeper draw in of those abdominals, and think about the pockets of air expanding to push your pelvis off the mat. Push off of your forearms, keep the shoulder in line with the elbow joint, and bring your pelvis roughly in line with your chest. Take a deep breath in. If you need, on the exhale, lift the tummy, and think about not pushing the hips any higher. Here's your plank 2. You could even tuck your toes under and work here. Moving into plank 3, on a deep exhale, push into the ball of your left foot, and then extend your left knee from the mat. Take a deep breath in, don't move your pelvis, don't drop down into your shoulders. Push off the forearms. Exhale, push into the left ball of the foot, extend the left leg. Good, keep your pelvis from lifting any higher. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw the abdominals up. Good, if you're happy in this position, hold your 10 breaths. Or I'm working into leg pull prone. I'm going to push down into the left ball of my foot, keep my abdominals, keeping my hips in this position, and I'm going to squeeze my right glute, push my right heel up, lifting my right foot from the mat. Inhale, I bring the foot down gently, push into the ball of my right foot. Exhale, squeeze my left glute, and lift my left leg. Good, inhale down. Keep alternating through the legs, push off the chest. Exhale, push. Squeezing the glute, inhale to lower. Push off the ball of the opposite foot, exhale, squeeze the glute, press through the heel, coming into hip extension, and inhale, bring the foot down. Good, exhale, and inhale. Exhaling, and inhale. Keep the pelvis here, don't push it any higher. Use your glute max to squeeze, to lift the leg. Good, one more each side. Exhale, and inhale. One more, exhale, and inhale. Come back to your plank 3, stay switched on. Bring one knee down at a time to plank 2 and untuck the toes. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, we're slowly returning the pelvis to the mat for plank 1, stay on. Take a deep breath in, draw the shoulder blades down here. Think about keeping the abdominals accounted as you slowly return the chest to the mat to switch off. Melt yourself down slowly. Once the abdominals, the chest and the weight of your head is resting down, switch off pelvic floor and abdominals for your break. Woo! That is a strong glute max and lumbar extensor workout. Extra strong on that pelvic stability here. We're going to come back into our glute exercise. So keep the arms folded here. Keep the forehead resting down. Draw the shoulder blades down in stop sign activation and come back to thinking about either your straight leg freestyle kicking or moving into beats or breaststroke legs with me here. Same cueing for both. Good. From this position, take a nice soft breath in. Pelvic floor gently lifts as shoulder blades glide down. On the exhale, abdominals are switching on, that's the transverse belt. And then you think about drawing the rib cage into the mat on the inward breath, resting the forehead on the back of your palms if you need. You're going to exhale, shoot your legs from your hips, really extending, floating the front of your foot, your shin, maybe the knee and the top of your quads from the mat, squeezing the glutes. Good, straight leg kicking, or flex the feet, push the heels inwards, turning out the toes. You're beating your heels for the same counts. Beat the heels, 3 beats for a breath out, 3 beats for a breath in. Beat, 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 squeeze your glutes. Now, if your heels don't meet, it's fine. Keep looking down into your palms. You can always return to straight leg freestyle kicking if this really aggravates the lower back. External rotation at the front of the pelvis can be quite challenging. Beat, 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 squeezing the glutes, the inner thighs together. Good, keep it going. Shoulders draw down, don't create tension in that upper back, rib cage on the mat. If you need, pop the forehead down, don't strain through the T-zone, trying to keep the head from the mat. Good. Beat your heels, 3 beats for a breath out, 3 beats for a breath in. Last round. Let's rest the legs down completely, turn the heels out, rest yourself off. T-zone, pelvic floor completely softened. Good. Let's bring the hands down to face height. Take a deep breath in. You're going to push your chest off the mat, round your upper back, sending your knees wide if you choose, pulling your buttocks back towards your heels, coming back to your child's pose. Pop your forehead onto the mat. You can have extended arms like this, or you can soften the arms and return them to your sides and have a lovely shell pose, just resting in that nice C-curve spine position. Beautiful. Moving on. Have as much rest if you need. You can always pause me, or you can switch out the next exercise. We're going into hinge. I'm going to roll my mat's edge, and I'm going to place my knees on that rolled edge here. So, hinge, nice and simple. Keep the torso upright. Think about that nice straight line, shoulder blades down, hands are on those thighs. I've got a little bit of my glute max connection switched on. If you are particularly lazy or sway back like me, or lordotic, you may need to adopt a glute max connection, no more than 50%. From this position, shoulders draw down, inhale pelvic floor, exhale T-zone. Drop the chin lightly to chest. Don't strain through that neck here. We're going to inhale, begin to softly rock back, straight line from hip, knee, and shoulder. Exhale, slowly returning yourself upright, keeping that glute max connection, drawing the ribs to the hips in front. Good, inhale to rock back. Exhale, slowly upright. Good. Don't try and bend like a banana. Try and keep your rib to hip connection. Inhale to rock back, squeezing the glutes if you need. Exhale, ribs draw to hips, chin lightly tucked to chest. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, rock back. And exhale, slowly coming upright. Good. Keep the shoulders drawn down. If you need, look down the tip of your nose, press the tongue to the roof of your mouth. This is a quadricep-based exercise, hip extension, anterior hip section. Front of your pelvis is getting a stretch. Good. Try not to lean back beyond your pelvis here. Glutes switched on if you need for 3, 2. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. From this point, I'm going to change, face the front to show you, you can stay in this position with your knees on that nice edge. From this position, from hinge, I want you to think about taking the arms straight out from the shoulder. We're going to extend one leg out to the side. I'm going to rotate the thigh down towards the mat so that the knee is facing towards you, not up to the ceiling. I'm going to go into side kneeling posture. This one is quite tricky, so if you need, come down to the mat and do your double leg lift for 10 on each side. From this position, I'm going to transfer the weight down by toppling over my pelvis to bring one hand to the mat. I'm in a semi-star shape. Look at the alignment of my palm directly under my shoulder blade, the opposite palm in top. I want you to lift the bottom waist by extending down this straight leg. Take a deep breath in here. On the exhale, if you need a little squeeze of your glutes, lift the leg from the mat. Quite challenging. Take a deep breath in here. If you're able to hold this position, you can hold for your 10 breaths, or you could sweep the leg just slightly forwards of your pelvis. Flex the foot, exhale, push it back. Squeezing your glute max, keeping your pelvis aligned over your knee. Good, point the toe, inhale, sweep the leg forwards. Press back through the heel, exhale. Good, point, inhale, sweep forwards. Flex the foot, exhale, push back. Try to draw the shoulder blade down from the earlobe. Try to lift the bottom waist as you're in your kneeling side kick. Point, inhale, sweep just forwards of that bottom thigh. Flex the foot, exhale, push back, driving back, squeezing your glute max. Point, inhale, forwards. Flex, exhale, push back. Good, point, inhale. Lift that bottom waist, push off that bottom palm. Good, 2 more. Point, inhale, forwards. Flex, exhale, push back. Lift the bottom waist, last one, inhale. Flex, exhale, push back, squeeze the glute max. Slowly undo by bringing the leg to the mat. We're going to slide the knee back in, slowly bring our buttocks onto our heels and lift ourselves upright. Changing sides. I need to walk myself away. Good. From this position, come back to kneeling, high kneeling, like you would in your hinge. Keeping one knee connected to the mat, arms outstretched at the shoulder. We're going to extend one leg. Remember, the knee is not facing the ceiling and wants to rotate towards you or me. We want to keep the inside of the foot on the mat. We equally don't want to push our hips back, so squeezing the glutes, just like the cue from your hinge if you need. We're going to slowly topple over, bringing one hand to the mat. Hand is directly under the shoulder, push off that bottom palm, lift the bottom waist. Keep that little bit of glute max on if you need, top palm reaching towards the ceiling. From this position, I need to walk away from the fire, it's burning my face. You're going to squeeze your glute max to extend the top leg roughly at hip height. Try not to lean away from that bottom palm, shoulder and palm aligned, bottom waist lifted. Keep that little rotation of the knee to face me. Inhale, sweep the leg forwards, flex the foot, push the heel back, keep the glutes squeezing as you come into hip extension. Point, inhale, sweep forwards. Flex, exhale, push back. Good, point, inhale. Flex, exhale. Point, and flex. Point, and flex. Push off that bottom palm, keep this arm extending to the ceiling. Try not to lean back. You should feel your bottom waist switched on. Your top hip bone is really working hard to keep this leg floating from the mat. Good. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Squeeze the glute, push the heel behind you. Point and flex. Good. To undo, we bring the leg to the mat. We slowly slide the knee on in and we bring ourselves back to seated on our heels. Good. From this point, we're going into side kneeling anyway, so come down onto your side. Good. Clam 1, clam 2, 10 reps each. Legs are in 45. Find the bottom waist. Rotate the top hip forwards, heels pressing together, switching on the transverse belt. From this point, squeeze the heels, exhale, open up the top knee, top hip forwards, inhale, close. Good, squeeze, exhale, and inhale. Top hip bone not moving. Excellent, keep the bottom waist up, making sure you're feeling that connection, and you're also connecting to glute medius on the top leg. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. From this point, float the heels, keep the bottom waist up, squeeze, exhale, open, clam 2, inhale, close. Top hip bone down, bottom waist up. Good. Pressing into the bottom heel, switching on that bottom glute minimus. Really, really work with what you've got. Make sure the activation is really there on the top leg, the bottom leg, the waistline, and those abdominals. Good. Halfway, 5 more. Squeeze, exhale, open. Inhale, close. Or 2 more. Last one. Bring the feet back to the mat, have a little rest. The bottom leg is going to stay bent. The top leg is going to shoot long. Keep the bottom waist lifted, the top hip bone gently forwards. Extend the top leg, not burning your toes on your fire. Good. Remember, from this point, leg wants to remain at hip height. We're going into our straight leg raise. Rotate the leg down. Keep it in line with your hip, or bring it halfway between your buttocks or in line with your bottom knee, depending on your level of intensity. Push the heel up, exhale and inhale to lower, keeping the bottom waist up. Don't lift the leg so high you lose that bottom waist connection. Push the top hip bone down, exhale, straight leg raise, inhale to lower. Keep the turn down of the leg from the hip joint. Exhale, inhale. Good. Going for your 10. 5 more. 3. Oh, no, so 4. Final 2. On your last one, hold at hip height. Keep elongating the leg to lift the bottom waist. Drawing your circle, sweep the leg forwards. Inhale, exhale, push it back, squeezing your glute. Come to hip height, the lowest point of your circle. Inhale forwards, exhale back. Good. Two more, then we reverse. Hold the leg at hip height, reverse, exhale, squeeze the glute, push it back. Inhale forwards and down. Exhale back and up. Inhale back and down. Use that glute mat to keep the top hip from rolling back. Bottom waist up. Good, 2 more. Last one. Beautiful, come to hip height. Bring the knees to 45 and have your rest. Ooh, that's strong. Beautiful. We're going to finish with bicycle leg before we change to the opposite side. From this point, the bottom leg again wants to stay bent. You want to find your bottom waist, top hip forwards, and elongate the top leg. It's in line with you, it's at hip height. So please try to prevent dropping the leg down. Try to really work on that glute minimus conditioning. Now we're going to inhale as the knee comes towards your chest. You want to stop before you crumple and lose that neutral spine. Extend the leg at hip height, flexing the foot. Exhale, push the heel down and back, squeezing the glute max, pushing the heel behind you. Point the toes, inhale, knee comes towards your chest. Keep that neutral spine. Extend the top leg at hip height, flex the foot, exhale, sweep back and down, drive the heel back. Good, keep the top hip forwards, inhale. Extend, flex, exhale, sweep the heel back, squeeze your glute. Point, inhale, knee to chest. Extend, flex, sweep back. Beautiful, point, knee to chest. Extend, flex, exhale. Good, point, knee to chest. Extend and flex, push the heel back and down. Let's do 3 more for 8. Point, knee to chest. Extend and flex, drive the heel back, squeeze the glute max, top hip forwards. Point, knee to chest. Extend, really flex, push the heel back. Top hip stays forward, your last one. Really lift that bottom waist. Push the heel back, squeeze the glute max, and relax the legs back to 45 to rest. Beautiful, let's push ourselves up, let's change sides. A really lovely way to work the obliques as well as the glutes inside lying. 45 degrees, 10, clam 1, 10, clam 2. Find the bottom waist, top hip forwards. Squeezing the heels, transverse on. Exhale, open, clam 1. Inhale to close. Find the glute medius. Exhale and inhale. Good. Now working with minimal time is great, but you want to make sure you've got the activation and the mindfulness is still there of the abdominals, the obliques staying on, and that will keep the pelvic floor accountable too. Keep the top hip forwards, don't roll back. Good. 4 more for clam 1. Last 1. Come back to resting, but don't drop the bottom waist, don't switch off. Float the feet at hip height. Squeezing the heels, exhale, clam 2 opens. Inhale to close. Remember, bottom waist stays up, so push the top hip down. Rotate the top hip slightly forwards. Don't roll back through the spine. Make the glutes do the work. Good. Press the heels, switching on the minimus of the bottom leg. Now your 10 reps could be slower. If you've got extra time, you can slow down your workout here. You could pause me and really focus on getting your 10 reps at any pace that you need. Efficiency is great, but be mindful there is activation. Good. 3 left. Squeeze, exhale, inhale. Your final 1. Squeeze, exhale, open. Inhale, close. Bring the feet down to the mat. Beautiful. We're going for straight leg raise. Bottom leg stays bent at 45. Bottom waist lifted, top hip bone forwards. Switching on transverse, extending the leg. Oh, I'm going to hit my couch. Good. Remember, in line with you, halfway between your bottom knee and your buttocks, or in line with that bottom thigh, the whole leg rotated down from the hip. Exhale, push the heel up. Inhale to lower. You want to make sure you're only pushing the heel as high as you can keep the bottom waist lifted. And in this third position, as it were, it's quite challenging. So it may limit your range of motion. Exhale, push the heel up. Inhale to lower. Good. Thinking about keeping these abdominals accountable. The pelvic floor on if the bottom waist is lifted and the oblique connection is on. Good. 4. Exhale. Inhale. Final 2. And 1. Good. Keep the leg floating at hip height. If you need to come slightly back in that second position, so be it for your circles. Bottom waist is still up. Sweep the leg. Inhale forwards. Exhale, push it back, squeezing the glute. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Now I want you to really think about keeping the leg at hip height. The lowest point of your circle is that hip connection. Good. So don't drop below the hip point. Think about conditioning that glute medius and minimus a little bit more. Let's reverse your circle. Sweep the leg back. Exhale, squeezing the glute. Inhale forwards. Exhale back and inhale forwards. Bottom waist at hip height, the lowest point of your circle. Final 2. And 1. Come back to resting at 45. Have a little break. Good. Bicycle leg, the final exercise inside lying. Bottom waist, find it here. Top hip bone forwards, neutral spine. Bottom leg stays bent on the mat. Now we're going to begin by floating the leg from the mat, extending it at hip height. Elongate the leg to lift the bottom waist. Inhale, the knee comes towards your chest. Stop before you lose that neutral spine. Extend the leg, flex the foot, sweep the heel back, exhale, squeezing the glute max. Point, inhale, knee to chest. Extend and flex, drive the heel back, squeezing your glute, top hip forwards. Now, really important with your bicycle leg, you don't move and rotate through the lower back or the spine. You want to keep all of the workload in the pelvis and down that lower line of the leg. Inhale, knee to chest. Extend the leg, flex the foot, drive the heel back. Squeezing the glute max, top hip stays forwards. Good. Bottom waist, lifted from the mat, so don't lose it as the knee comes to chest. Range of motion is all individual. Good, let's do 2. Inhale, knee to chest. Extend and flex. Exhale, drive the heel back, squeezing glute max. Point. Inhale, knee to chest. Extend and flex, driving the heel back. Exhale, squeezing that glute max. Rest the legs to 45. Have your break. Well deserved. Excellent. We're going to roll on our back. So bring the top knee to the chest, giving it a squeeze. Gently rolling onto your back. Shuffle yourself back to the center of your mat. We're going to finish with pelvic curl and traction here. So ASIS, knee and second toe is aligned. Heels can be closer to the buttocks if you need. Arms are by your side, neutral spine, and switch onto that T-zone. Relax the shoulders, take a big breath in. Start exhaling to drop the pelvis towards the mat, releasing the lower back. Then squeeze your glutes, exhale, driving through your heels into your hamstrings. Start to lift the pelvis from the mat, the lumbar spine, the mid-back, coming onto the shoulders. Shoulders are not in the earlobes. Take a nice soft breath in here. Switched on through the glutes, rib cage drawn down so you're not arching your back. Good. On the exhale, gently return the ribs back to the mat first, squeezing glutes and hamstrings. All the way through that, rolling down through the vertebrae, returning the pelvis and the lumbar spine to the mat last. Inhale, come back to neutral spine. Good. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back, lumbar spine on the mat. Squeezing glutes, pushing into heels. Exhale, drive pelvis, lumbar spine, mid-back from the mat. Take a deep breath in at the top. Good. Exhale, return the ribs, return the mid-back. Squeeze the glutes and the hamstrings, lower the lower back and pelvis. Inhale, come to neutral. Adding on if you choose. Exhale, pelvic tilt, lumbar spine released. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Remember, you're slowly rolling up to your shoulders. At the top, take your breath in, ribs in and down, back not arched, glutes on. Float hands over chest and overhead if you choose, coming into traction. Exhale, rolling down through each vertebrae, reaching the fingertips away. Slowly coming down through the spine, getting that extra inch of stretch across your lats. Returning the pelvis to the mat. Inhale, come to neutral. Release the arms by your sides. 2 more. Tilt the pelvis back. Exhale, squeezing through the glutes. Press through the heels. Roll across the vertebrae. Come onto the shoulders. Inhale, keep that nice neutral spine connection with the ribs in and down. Arms can float over the chest and reach directly ahead if you need, overhead if you need. Exhale, roll down slow. Keep the glutes and the hamstrings working as you roll down through each vertebrae, reaching the fingertips away. Good. Inhale to neutral, your last one. Roll back, squeeze your glutes, push into your heels, peel your pelvis off, roll on up. Take a deep breath in at the top of your neutral spine bridge. Fingers reach to ceiling and overhead if you choose. Roll down to the count of 10. Exhale, 1, 2. Squeeze those glutes, 4, 5. Press into the heels, 6, 7. Reach the fingertips away. Coming into the lowest part of your lumbar spine. 10. Pelvis on the mat. Inhale, float to neutral. Release the arms by your side. Beautiful. We're going to finish with our 4-point glute stretch here. You're going to come into a single leg tabletop position, neutral spine and switch on. Good. Float on the exhale, knee over hip. Hands on the thigh. I'm going to rotate the leg out from the hip joint. Place the ankle on the supporting thigh. Take a deep breath in and on the exhale, start to push this out-turned knee away. Really think about allowing the hip at the front and the side of the pelvis to open first. This could be where you remain for your 5 deep breaths. If you want to make this bigger, the opposite arm can wrap around the supporting leg's thigh. And on an exhale, think about drawing your abdominals a little bit flatter, an extra notch on the belt, As you exhale to draw the knee towards your chest, keep pushing this out-turn knee away. Push and pull up to 50% of your max strength in each arm and get that lovely PNF element of this stretch here. Deep breath in and out. Good. Inhale deeply into those lungs, expanding the sides of your rib cage. Exhale. Feel the rib cage sink in and down. Beautiful. Let's do that 2 more times. Get that lovely PNF stretch. Inhale and exhale. Last breath in and out. Beautiful. From this point, we're slowly returning the leg towards the mat. Base foot down. Stop pushing this knee away. Let's untuck it, come to our single leg tabletop. Let's alternate our sides. Tabletop is first. Hand on the thigh, manually rotate it out. Placing the ankle on the supporting thigh joint. Push this knee away on the exhale. Really think about using some strength, for your arm. So it's not so much of a passive stretch, it's really, really you pushing into that leg. Side of the hip, front of the pelvis is opening. Good. Stay here for your 5 breaths, or the other arm wraps around the supporting thigh of the base leg. Exhale, coming into that deeper notch on your belt, drawing the knee towards your chest. Push and pull, use your strength in each arm, and breathe in and out deeply through those lungs. Good, you're nearly at the end of your whole workout here. Beautiful. Take the time, soften the eyes, enjoy this last 2 deep inhales and exhales here. Pushing that out, turn the knee away, pulling the knee towards the chest. Beautiful, keep it going. 1 last breath in and out. Excellent, let's return the foot to the mat, keep the abdominals on. Single leg tabletop, place the foot down. Squeeze the inner thighs, roll onto your side, come to your box. I'm going to roll on up, not through downward dog. I'm actually going to come up through a lunge position. You can join me. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees under those hips. Shoulder blades draw down as the pelvic floor switches on, and then we switch on transverse. Good. From this point, you're going to bring one foot between your hands. Which one? I don't mind. You want to walk your toes gently forward, so place your hand on your supporting thigh just above the knee. On a deep exhale, pushing this one remaining palm into the mat, we're going to slide the opposite leg in to meet. Come back to hip width through the knees. Bring 2 hands onto the thighs. Take a deep breath in, drop chin to chest. Exhale, scoop through the belly as you round the upper back towards the ceiling. And then start to roll the vertebrae upright on the pelvis, one at a time. Lifting through the chest slowly, dropping the shoulders, lifting the chin and floating the sternum once more. Beautiful, you're all done. Beautiful, so that was your express glute workout, slightly longer, maybe just under 38 minutes there. We'll do an express abdominal workout too. Have a lovely week. I'll see you soon. Bye.